Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, the microphone seems to be working. I'm going to ask you to just say your name, spell your name, tell me where you live, that kind of stuff. And then once I kind of get that recorded, I'll start the formal interview where I will welcome guests and that kind of stuff. Okay. So, Chasta, if you would just say your full name, spell it for me.
My name is Chasta Posey, Chastaposey.
Okay, and where do you live?
I live in the great state of South Carolina.
South Carolina. Whereabouts in South Carolina?
In the upstate in Greenville.
Greenville, South Carolina. That's pretty down there.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Okay. So, the other thing I wanted to ask you before I ask you on the microphone. So I noticed you have like an eye problem. Is that sarcoidosis related, or it is? Okay.
Yeah,
so
all the issues I have are sarcoidosis related.
Everything is sarcoidosis
Everything
related.
is sarcoidosis related.
Okay. All right. So here we go.
Okay.
Welcome to the Sarc Fighter Podcast. Today I am talking with Chasta, who is also an advocate for the Foundation for Sarcoidosis Research, and she is a Sarc Fighter. She is also an advocate for the Foundation for Sarcoidosis Research and has the distinction of being the youngest or one of the younger people who has sarcoidosis and is willing to talk about it and to help all of us fight the disease. So Chasta, tell us your sarcoidosis story.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. I was diagnosed this past January, was exactly 15 years. So I told the crew yesterday that I'm gearing up to be an advocate longer than I've almost been alive. So I was diagnosed at the age of 18, right before my 19th birthday. I was sitting in my English honors class, and I got lightheaded and dizzy, and I passed out. We didn't know what happened, why it was the way it was. Went to the doctor and found out I was anemic. Blood count was extremely low for an 18-year-old. And the doctors were extremely confused because I had been healthy. I was an athlete, I was a scholar, I was active, and the doctors were confused. So when they did the blood work, they were like, we don't know where the blood is going. Everything female-wise was normal. Everything health-wise was fine. They did a biopsy on just about every part of my body that they could. And I'm the unique one because my doctor said that when he did the kidney biopsy and they found the sarcoidosis in my kidneys, he was puzzled because at the time, in 2005, the only thing they knew with sarcoidosis was lung involvement. So I knew then I was in for a journey because when you find it in your kidneys, it's just like, wow, you're finding a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
So,
right.
They were confused. So went through a lot of stuff. My senior year of high school, didn't think that I would be able to leave and go to college or any of that stuff. At the last minute, we decided, okay, I'm going to continue to live my life, and we'll make the necessary adjustments.
So are you on medication at this time, prednisone? Or?
I was, when they found the Sarc, they found it, the timeline happened, I ended up graduating high school, 2004. I went off to college. I came home for Thanksgiving break from college in 2004. They did the biopsy then, and I got the results back when I came back home from Christmas. So when I was supposed to go back to school in January, the doctor was like, no, you can't leave. That's when they found it in 2005.
And that was in your kidneys?
That was in my kidneys.
Okay. And where were you in college?
I was at South Carolina State University.
Okay. So at that point, how are you feeling on a day-to-day basis?
It was a struggle because you have to remember I was in college having to walk around campus, exhausted and tired because at that time I didn't have a diagnosis. The only thing we knew is that I was anemic. And when you're anemic, you're chronic fatigue anyway.
Sure.
So they had me on medicine. I was on B12. I was on different vitamins and calcium and, trying to keep my blood, iron pills, trying to keep my blood levels up.
Were you in pain?
No, I wasn't in pain.
So you didn't reach down by your lower back and say,
No.
oh, it's my kidneys.
Yeah, no, I didn't. What they were actually thinking, it was going to be a blood disorder because the anemia was aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
It was extremely aggressive. And when they ruled that out, because I think something with the white and red blood cells didn't really add up, and then it kind of flipped.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they did the bone marrow biopsy, those numbers were a little off, but it wasn't enough to diagnose me with anything.
So they're just saying, something's going on
Right.
with this girl, but we don't know what it is.
Right.
So then they find it in your kidneys.
And so the reason why they did the biopsy with the kidneys was because there was a lot of protein in my urine.
Okay.
And so that's when my doctor was like, you know what? We need to biopsy your kidneys to see what is actually going on.
Right.
So he did the biopsy Thanksgiving 2004. Christmas 2004, came home, and I'm just like, I'm extremely tired. Had a routine doctor's appointment. He said, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get the results back as quick as possible, because he sent more than just the kidney biopsy off to get cultured and everything like that. So when he got everything back, it was right after New Year's. He called me and he said, hey, I think I have something. I'm going to send you over some information. He sent me over the information for kidney disease, all this other stuff to try to put me on dialysis. And I looked at him and I told him, I said, I'm 18 years old. That dialysis is not going to work for me.
Uh-huh.
It had made up in my mind, I'm not doing dialysis.
Right.
And to this day, I have never done dialysis.
All right, so let's fast forward a little bit. We figured out that you've got something in your kidneys. At some point, they said that's sarcoidosis. Did you have to go to a new doctor, or did that doctor figure out what it was? Because back then,
right. So the fortunate thing for me is that my nephrologist was just a kidney doctor. He was somewhat educated in what sarcoidosis was. So we kind of were learning together. The things that he knew, he relayed those things to me. He sent over information. He said, I need you and your family to read this. This is what this disease is. This is how we're going to try to manage it. Immediately, he put me on prednisone. Immediately. And I was on 60 grams of prednisone a day.
Yep.
I know for...
Did you gain some weight?
Oh, I gained almost 150 pounds.
Wow, because you're a skinny little thing sitting right here today. Yeah, you gained a whole person.
I gained a whole person.
Wow. And then, all right. So then did it progress through your body even beyond the kidneys?
Even beyond the kidneys. I have it everywhere, just about. The only place I don't have it is in my heart. I don't have neurosarc, and I don't have it in my liver. Everything else, it was free game.
Now, I know the listeners can't tell, but are you blind in one eye?
I am classified as legally blind. I am completely blind in my right eye. And with my glasses, I have 20/40 vision in my left eye.
And that's sarcoidosis.
That is completely sarcoidosis.
What happened? How did that come on? When you were 18, you had vision in both eyes.
Oh, yeah. When I was 18, I had vision in both eyes. So my Sarc was extremely aggressive. So from 2005 until 2008, maybe, a lot of this stuff happened.
Even though you were taking prednisone?
I honestly believe a lot of my problems came because I was taking prednisone.
Really?
I honestly believe that. You can't tell me otherwise, because now I'm not taking it and everything seems to be stable. I'm in remission now, and I'm living a healthier life.
Do you take anything, methotrexate?
The only thing I take now is Remicade.
Remicade.
I do the infliximab treatments every 6 weeks.
Okay, you get the IV?
Yes, I get the IV.
Yeah, I've been through that.
Yes.
I know that one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So tell me how the sarcoidosis spread through your body and what that was feeling like after the kidney diagnosis, going up to the eye and so forth.
It felt like death. I honestly felt like I was dying slowly. My doctors don't know how it moved so quickly. And when it moved quickly, it moved aggressively. It moved to my bones, joints, and muscles, and they diagnosed me with Guillain-Barré syndrome. And that means I was paralyzed for a while. They also told me that the Guillain-Barré syndrome would probably never leave my body. I would have side effects from it for the rest of my life. I had to learn how to walk all over again. I had to learn occupational skills all over again, physical therapy all over again. Like, I had to learn how to do everything for myself again.
And you were an athlete.
I was an athlete. I ran track. I played basketball. I was a cheerleader. I was in the color guard and on the band. Yeah.
So and Sarc just took all that away from
It took every bit of it. The struggle of walking up a flight of stairs makes me cry sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep, it makes me cry sometimes.
Wow. So. Even now.
Even now. Yeah.
It's still a struggle.
It's still a struggle.
Even though you're in remission.
Even though I'm in remission, I am a lung patient as well, pulmonary, Sarc, and a lot of the issues that I have are long-lasting. I have so much scar tissue on my lungs to where I have to sleep with oxygen. I have to carry oxygen with me on a daily basis. So being 20, 21, 22, having to carry oxygen around, I was very much so stereotyped. Mm-hmm. Because people would think, oh, she used to smoke. I've never smoked a day in my life.
Mm-hmm.
You will never ever test me for cigarette smoke ever in life.
Right.
I've never been a smoker.
Right.
So, for people to stereotype me and say, at the age of 20, 21, that's depressing. And that's, that takes a hit at your confidence and your self-esteem. Oh, well, she smoked, so that's why she's on oxygen.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me just say something quick, just to maybe create an opportunity, since I got to make an edit anyway.
Okay.
And we'll be back with more of Chasta's. It's Chasta, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll be back with more of Chasta's story right after this from the Foundation for Sarcoidosis Research. Hello and welcome back to the Sarc Fighter Podcast. We're talking today with Chasta, who has had an incredible journey with sarcoidosis. It started in her kidneys and worked its way quickly through her body. And one of the things that she's had to deal with is blindness in one eye. Chasta, tell the listeners how it sort of crept into your right eye.
Sarcoidosis was extremely aggressive, and with it being as aggressive as it was, it decided to attack different areas of my body. That's one of the symptoms of sarcoidosis. It can move and attack any part of your body, whether it be an organ, a bone, a muscle, a joint, down to the hair on your head. And it decided that it wanted to move a little bit. It traveled, and it started traveling upward. And it went straight to my eyes. So both eyes were affected at one point.
Okay.
But with me going to see Dr. Glenn Jaffe at Duke University Eye Center, he was able to save my left eye. And we're in the process of getting ready to start working on the right eye to see if there's anything that can be done to at least regain some vision. I am able to see light perception.
Really?
But that's about it.
Because, to look at you, your eyes are significantly
Absolutely
different.
I tell people I have a Chinese eye.
Because, so they think they might be able to get some of that vision back?
They think they can. Anything is possible. And now with the new technology that's going on now, there are endless possibilities. Mm-hmm. So, there was a bionic eye trial at one point and everything like that. And I didn't sign off on it when it first came about. I didn't have a lot of education on it, a lot of knowledge or anything like that. So we may revisit that. Who knows? Wow.
A bionic eye.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Absolutely.
You're very upbeat about that.
I am. I am. Everything is not for everybody. You do your research. You gain knowledge on everything. And if it's something that you think you will want to do it. If not, leave it for the next person.
Right. So how have you coped with everything you've lost because of sarcoidosis?
Coping is a journey. And it's a journey that you know, you have to make the best of. Happiness is not a destination, it's a journey, and I'm going to replace happiness with coping. It's not a destination, it's a journey. Things are going to happen to you throughout the course of life that are going to be thrown at you, that are going to make you down for a moment. You have to find ways to deal with that and get your spirits back up. Protect your energy.
But you went through the whole why me phase.
I did.
How did you break out of that?
I reverted from the why me to why not me.
Explain.
Things are going to happen to everybody.
Uh-huh.
And the why me phase is, to me, what I consider a pity party. Why not me? If I can bring awareness to something, if I can be a billboard for something, the same way you are with your job, you know, with this podcast, why you? Why were you chosen to be as well as you are to do a podcast? Well, why not you? You have an amazing story to tell. So why not tell the masses? Same thing with me. Why not me?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's admirable, I got to tell you, to have it. I feel like my case is insignificant compared to what you've had to deal with, honestly.
Everybody's journey is different. And with the snowflake being one of the symbols that we use for sarcoidosis, there's not one snowflake on the face of this earth that is the same. Mm-hmm. The same way with sarcoidosis. Nobody's case is the same. Everybody's case is different. Everybody's journey is different. It's all about how you choose to walk in it. I choose to be celebratory with my journey. I celebrate every milestone. Yeah, the bad news is going to come. Mm-hmm. The trials are going to come. The tribulations are going to come. But why does it have to be negative all the time? Mm-hmm. Something, you can't continue to allow the negative things to bring you down. That means you're not going to have an update in your whole entire life? No. Your diagnosis is not your final destination.
Wow. So you're okay with not cheerleading, not playing basketball?
I'm perfectly fine with those things now because I give that energy to other things.
Yeah. So what do you do as an advocate? How do you help spread the word? How do you help other sarcoidosis patients?
I've done so much before I joined the Foundation for Sarcoidosis Research. I was doing activities, fundraisers. I was probably the loudest one in the room. I wear purple every day. I don't think there's anything on my body from day to day that's not purple, whether it be a bracelet, some earrings, some lipstick, a shirt, some socks. I wear something purple on my body every day. And that's another way I bring awareness. Because if you see me 2 or 3 times a week, why do you always have on purple? Thank you for asking. And that's let me tell you why I wear purple. So purple has become my adopted color. My favorite color growing up was blue. But now it's changed. I still love blue, don't get me wrong. But now I am a lover of all things purple.
That's amazing. So if somebody needs help with their sarcoidosis journey and they're in the upstate of South Carolina, are you there to help them?
I am here to help anybody from Timbuktu to the mountaintop to the valley low. Uh-huh. So not just Greenville, South Carolina, the whole state of South Carolina, the nation, and the world.
Okay. How do people get in touch with you?
I am on all forms of social media. You can find me on Facebook at Chasta's Fight, CHASTA''S, Chasta's Fight. You can find me on Twitter the same way, Chasta's Fight. You can find me on Instagram at Chasta_LaFaith, LaFaith.
All right. And we'll put all that in the show notes.
Absolutely.
As well. And I appreciate your time on the Sarc Fighter Podcast.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.